I do a lot of eggs through local farmers.
Okay.
So they're fresh eggs instead. And produce, I get to the produce people where I go to Amish country and buy apples or other produce that I can buy.
Is that why the apple pie tastes so good?
That's why the apple pie tastes so good.
Welcome back to Lessons in Legacy, the podcast where we explore the stories behind family businesses, entrepreneurs, and the values that carry across generations. Today, I'm thrilled to be joined by a local favorite and true staple in the Pittsburgh community, Kathy Battis. Kathy's the owner of Pastries a la carte. They're known for their handcrafted European-style desserts and decades-long commitment to quality. This family-run bakery has been serving joy one pastry at a time for more than 20 years. Today, we're going to hear how the business got its start, what it's taken to thrive through economic ups and downs, and how the next generation is beginning to step in and shape the future. It's a story of craftsmanship, resilience, and legacy that you won't want to miss. So let's dive in. Kathy, thank you for joining me here today.
You're welcome. No problem.
One of the things I wanted to know, can you tell us the story of how Pastries a la carte got started and what inspired you to open a bakery?
I was baking in my home for more than 8 years.
Okay.
Selling out of my home.
Okay.
Having displays around Christmas time and people coming to order at the house. I got too big. And I wasn't also getting the respect in the community because they thought, well, this is just a home place.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to go back to school, Pennsylvania Culinary. Graduated from there, but 3 months before I graduated, I found a place to rent. And
Okay.
It's called Cloverleaf Cleaners.
All right.
We rented it out.
Mm-hmm.
My husband and I gutted the whole thing out. It was a mess. Started from scratch, laid the floors, laid the walls. We only had 1,000 square feet, believe it or not, and baked out of pizza ovens is what we did.
Okay.
Okay. 2 refrigerators, 2 freezers, and working space. And we were crowded, but we made it work.
Okay.
All right. And that's how it took off. It was also help with the family. My oldest son was helping.
Okay.
My youngest son did the dishes. And it was John and I and my mother. My mother and I did all the baking. And then I had my sister and my niece help out also.
Now there's some history too with your mom, right? And her baking in Uniontown. I remember you telling a story about that.
That's actually my great-grandmother, which was my dad's grandmother.
Okay.
Okay, she had a bakery in Uniontown.
Okay.
Little small place on Coffee Street. And she was only about 4'10".
Okay.
And she made everything by hand. There was no mixer. I remember the big wooden bench table that she'd mix the doughs.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember this black oven. It probably was no more than 6 feet wide, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
But it had one shelf. So when you're 5 years old and you're watching bread go around in the oven and it disappeared because it's black inside,
Yeah.
you wondered where the bread went to. But for some reason, that bread came back up again.
So is it safe to say you've been pretty much baking your whole life?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
My grandmother, which was my dad's mom, baked. And my mother also baked. Okay? Because times were tough when we were little.
Mm-hmm.
So my mother always did baking. So I was inquired.
Were there any like early mentors or recipes or tradition that helped shape what Pastries a la carte is today?
The recipes basically came from my mother. Okay, it was in the Polish side of the family.
Mm-hmm.
So the nut rolls, the apricot nut rolls all came from my mother.
Mm-hmm.
The Greek side of our pastries all come from my mother-in-law, my husband's. So we took all those recipes.
Mm-hmm.
And any family recipe I could find, I'd go to flea markets and find cookbooks. And if there was family recipes in there, I kind of took them from there and worked it out to make larger quantities.
So what was you mentioned you started out of your home. How long ago was that? Because you've been in the Pastries a la carte business has been around for 20 years now, right?
20 years.
Okay. So what made you start baking out of your home, the season, the holiday
It
season,
was
things
actually
like
to
that?
supplement income. My
Okay.
husband was a painter.
Okay.
So during the winters, he wasn't painting very much.
Mm-hmm.
So it was to supplement the income,
Okay.
is what it was. And it just helped out.
Yeah.
My whole living room, it was my mother and I who baked.
Okay.
Okay, we had a system on how we were baking. When it came down to Christmas orders, it was my sister and my husband and my oldest son who packed all the orders.
Okay.
All right, and I had orders all around the house, in the living room, the dining room, part of the family room, and then I had a whole setup in the family room of all the extra product that I baked. And my youngest son made sure that we had boxes folded so that when the customers came in to pick up their orders, they could also buy extra.
Now, when you were doing it out of your home at that point, what were you using? Just a standard oven inside the home? Did you have a commercial oven? How were you doing that?
I had 2 ovens, one electric and one gas. So if electric went on, I still had a gas oven. Plus, I had a 30-quart mixer.
Okay.
And I had a KitchenAid mixer.
Okay.
And then just regular refrigerators and freezers.
So how much, you mentioned, like you were in the community, maybe not getting the respect that you felt that you deserved with the quality of the pastries and the baked goods that you were making. Like, I mean, how did that all come about, and how did the changes that, from the 2 ovens to, starting the pastries a la carte? I mean, how did all that transpire over time?
Well, we had the pizza oven originally because we had a sandwich shop way back when.
Okay.
I couldn't even remember the year that we had it. It was before we had kids and that. So we still had the pizza oven.
Okay.
And we were baking for flea markets at the time.
Okay.
We actually set up in one of our townhouses.
Yeah.
We had a kitchen, and I had the mixer down there at one point. This is before we moved to our house in Pleasant Hills.
Yeah.
And we just kept it there.
Okay.
So we just moved everything over to the new facility in Pleasant Hills.
And you've been there since 2004, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
April 9th. It was Good Friday when we opened up.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So just surpassed, it was 2004, so 21 years. Mm-hmm. 21 years. Now, if there is, I think running a bakery is as much of an art form as it is a business. What does a typical day in the life of a bakery owner look like for you?
You go in at 2:30 in the morning and you assess what orders you have and start proofing your product, which is Danishes. So they're in the refrigerator proofing a little bit, and then you take them out and put them in a proof box.
Okay.
And you start with that, all your morning stuff. And then I have cake decorators that decorate cakes.
Mm-hmm.
So if they need help, I go in that room. Then I have a cookie department that hand decorates all our cookies.
Okay.
So I help out there. Or if someone needs help in the store, I go out in the store and just work the store and help customers.
So going back to, when you were doing it out of your home to where you're at now, with a lot of your family members, your son, your husband, your mother, your mother-in-law. I mean, how many employees do you have now versus what you had back then?
I had only about 10 to 12 back then.
Okay.
But right now, I have 45.
45. Wow.
Yes.
How has that transition been for you as a business owner? I mean, it's handling day-to-day, handling things like operations, human resources, things like that. I mean,
it's scary at times, but I have team leads. Each department has a lead.
Okay.
So that helps out. So I kind of delegate a lot of my jobs to them.
What would you say some of your biggest challenges were, over the last 20 years? Whether it's, operational, economic challenges. I mean, we just went through COVID. We were talking before we got started here today about the recent power outages. What kind of challenges did you face over those years, and how did you move past them?
A lot of it has to do with employees, trying to get employees to work, talented ones, or being able to keep them. Mm-hmm. That's one thing. As far as economic, it was just, you have a lot of ups and downs. Some years are great, other years aren't. When COVID hit, we had to shut down, okay? We only did orders, and that was it. And then we when the customer had to pick up the orders, we had to walk it out to their car so they could pick everything up. Power outages, that affects us. I mean, our POS goes down, phones go down, everything goes down. And we have credit card receipts. We handwrite everything. I still handwrite all my cake orders.
Do you?
And whatever we do, I don't rely on the POS.
So
I don't have to.
How do you face, the issues with like uncertain times, such as maybe, as you mentioned, the pandemic, you were, shutting down the in-store interactions you had to walk things out, or even like, how do you face things like rising ingredient costs?
That when the ingredient cost rises, we just have to relook at our formulas, reprice things out, and if I have to pass on the increase, I have to pass it on to the customers. There's not much I could do about it. We still shop around. I do a lot of eggs through local farmers.
Okay.
So they're fresh eggs instead. And produce, I get to the produce people, or I go to Amish country and buy apples or other produce that I can buy.
Is that why the apple pie tastes so good?
That's why the apple pie tastes so good.
Now, one of the things you mentioned before in conversation too is that with your ingredients, you don't use mixes, right? Everything's pretty much scratch.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So it takes a little more time. That's why you need more employees.
Okay.
I mean, we have machinery to mix. We have, a cookie depositor that we put the dough in, and it deposits all the cookies out onto the pan. So there's less handling, because we try not to handle our product as much. We have a cake depositor now, so which helps out, cuts down on just measuring out the cake. The depositor measures it out for us, so we can go much faster.
So more of the quality control, making sure that the sizes and everything are right to what you need. Okay.
Exactly.
So you mentioned you guys are in the Pleasant Hills community. How much has that benefited you, or how much has the community played a role in the success of the business?
Well, it's closer to my home. It's 5 minutes from the home, so it helps out quite a bit. Okay. When I first opened up, my kids were all in school.
Okay.
So I interacted with West Jefferson Hill School District and a lot of the teachers, or PTA or something like that. We do a lot with Baldwin right now, West Mifflin area, Brentwood, South Park, Bethel Park. That's who we deal with, a lot of people. And I don't know, they helped us out by coming. We advertise in their bulletins.
Okay.
School activities, so we try to do that.
Yeah.
We also advertise in all the Greek festival booklets.
Okay. So a little bit of marketing, a little bit of advertising, and a little bit of word of mouth, so to speak?
Oh, yeah, always word of mouth.
Always word of mouth.
Always word of mouth.
I had a conversation with a friend of mine who lives in Baldwin the other day, or grew up in Baldwin, and I had mentioned we were going to be having this conversation, and she mentioned that her parents every Saturday morning get up, have their coffee, and come down to Pastries a la carte to get their pastries for the weekend.
Oh, that's great.
So, it's you can sense that there is that community feel, people within the community. Anytime you talk to somebody in and around that 51 corridor, right, they know the business, right? How have you managed reaching out to the other communities? I know you mentioned that at one point you started doing delivery, right?
We started home deliveries.
Okay.
It's slowly picking up.
Okay.
But I'd like to do a lot more of that, especially now that I know 51 is being closed down to add more lanes to it.
Yeah.
So home deliveries will help out quite a bit.
Okay.
I can still reach all my customers some way, shape, or form.
Now, you guys have a partnership with the Pittsburgh Penguins, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. How did that come about, and kind of what are you doing for them?
The partnership happened many years ago. I can't even remember. It must be like 15 years ago. All right. One of the chefs, the main executive chef, reached out to us and came to us to see if we would service him with products. And that's how I got started.
And so where are your products within the Penguins organization? How do you?
They are in the suites and the clubs only.
Okay.
All right. And we're catering.
Okay.
If they have catering events, the Lexus Club, things like that. That's what we do.
So are you guys the official supplier of pastries for the Pittsburgh Penguins?
Exactly.
Exactly. All right. That's quite a feather to put in your cap.
It is.
It
is.
So that's fantastic. You mentioned, family playing a big role in a lot of what you're doing. And you mentioned your kids getting involved and things like that. How are you approaching that next generation? You mentioned even like hiring new people. Are you hiring people from the culinary schools? Are you hiring people who are maybe artists? And how are you transitioning that or trying to navigate those waters?
All right. We do hire artists because it's just another medium when it comes down to cake decorating or cookie decorating. As far as family, my son and his fiance are moving in slowly with it.
Mm-hmm.
My son is the business development, a part of the business, and his fiance is doing all the marketing for me.
Okay.
Which I was blessed that she came on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, how has it been working with, you mentioned your mom, right? And John, and then now you got the next generation. Like, how has that been in kind of working with multiple generations of family?
Working with my mom was great. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I would mix all her stuff and I'd set her in a corner because I didn't allow her to walk around. She had trouble walking.
Okay.
So she always had a chair and I had her in a spot
Mm-hmm.
in that area. Working with my husband has been on the difficult side.
Yeah.
That generation, yeah. I don't even want to get into that one.
Yeah. It's sometimes working with family can be difficult.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, it's challenges because it's you're always there, right? You never kind of get that separation. But how has it been working with your son and his fiance?
Great.
Yeah.
Great. We talk things over. They run things past me. I run things past them. It's a lot. I like it.
Do you?
Yeah. He'll eventually take over.
Okay.
Both of them.
Yeah.
I want to wait till I get to my 25th year.
25th year. Okay, so that's coming. That's
and then
coming
when
in a
he
few
takes
years.
over, I want to just stay down in the baking area, the production area.
Okay.
And produce recipes, look at recipes, and just see what we can tweak here and there and produce something else.
So what would you say, what values or traditions are most important for you to pass down to that next generation of bakers or family members or things like that? Is there anything that sticks out in your mind?
Consistency of the product.
Mm-hmm.
Hospitality. Treat those customers like they're kings and queens. You treat them well. Walk the order out to them, to
Mm-hmm.
their vehicle. Don't just leave them hanging.
Mm-hmm.
Lot of respect. Respect the employees.
Mm-hmm.
Because without the employees, the business wouldn't be there.
Right.
And
So you mentioned kind of like that, taking care of the customer. Are there things that you guys do? I mean, you mentioned walking the product out to them, whether it's an organization such as the Penguins, or I mean, are there any other like corporate groups that you guys work with in and around the community?
we work with some restaurants,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and we work with some of the other sports teams,
Mm-hmm.
The Pirates and the Steelers. We work with them also, the chefs there.
Mm-hmm.
Repeat your question.
So it's like how are you or what areas are you going to, and how are you working with those people to bring that level of customer service to them? Because at the end of the day, your client really is, whether it's the individual or the corporation. How are you bridging that gap?
I have a wholesale manager now.
Okay.
Who actually talks to all the chefs,
Mm-hmm.
talks to everyone, and he goes there, finds out what they need. If there's a problem, he addresses the problem, comes back to us, and tells us if there's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
We correct the problem.
Okay.
So they get quality product all the time when they order. As far as the customers, I have a customer relations person who answers the phone all the time.
Mm-hmm.
She knows my customers by name. She even knows them by voice when they come on.
Okay.
But out in the store, we just try to, when they come in, if they're having a bad day, just talk to them. They're your friend. And they better walk out of there smiling,
Mm-hmm.
Thank them for coming in. They didn't come in, you'll get a paycheck. That's basically what it is. So.
Okay. So treat the clients and those in the community with respect, and make sure that they're smiling and have a box full of pastries on their way out, right?
You got it.
All right. So, you mentioned your son and his girlfriend being involved. I mean, do they share the same passion for baking that you brought? And, how are they helping to kind of bring new ideas or new things into the bakery?
Well, his girlfriend researches and does a lot of marketing.
Okay.
So she researches a lot of things, brings different ideas up to me. I have cake decorators that also bring things up to me. I have other employees that will research and they bring it to us. We sit down at a meeting and discuss it. As far as Jason, my son, he looks at the business management and works with the numbers.
Okay.
He loves the numbers. He's very smart when it comes to business. Needs to write his own book.
So is there anything big that you guys see on the horizon with the business, like planning for like new offerings? I mean, like, there's a big kick towards health and wellness. Like, how is that impacting your business at all? Like gluten-free products or things like that?
Well, we offer gluten-friendly.
Okay.
Because I don't have a separate facility just to make gluten-free products. We're working on the vegan recipes. We're just waiting for a couple more ingredients to come in, and then we'll be rolling out some vegan items.
Okay.
Scratch made. We're looking into other opportunities, other marketing, keeping our products smaller to accommodate the customer because times are tough right now. And then with the outage, people lost a lot of food. They can't pay for everything. So we're just trying to streamline our products, cut down our menu a little bit.
Okay.
And make sure everything is consistent. And listening to the customers. If they ask for something, we try to listen to them, talk it over. Would this be acceptable to make? Will we make money on this?
Right.
If it won't, we pass it on. If we do, then we're going to try it out.
Okay. Are there any trends that you're seeing, like in the bakery industry, that are causing you to adapt or respond to? I mean, you mentioned kind of rising costs right now with slowdown, shutdowns. I mean, egg prices have obviously gone up recently. I mean, how are you kind of navigating that, or what are you doing to address those issues?
Well, as far as the egg prices, we bought them off the local farmers, so that helped us that way. So our prices of the eggs didn't bother us that much. It's just a matter of researching and coming together with my head bakers and figuring out what is the most efficient way to making a product that we don't go overtime, don't spend extra money, but bringing out a quality product, but smaller.
So you want that boutique,
Yes.
that boutique feel. Okay.
Yes.
So kind of going back to the days of almost baking out of your house.
Right.
Right? Right? It's the old recipes that are passed down
Yes.
from generation to generation.
Yes.
Okay. If you could go back and give yourself advice when starting out, whether it was in your home or even starting out with the location in 51, back in 2004, what would, if you could give yourself advice, what would it be?
Think before you open up. Support group.
Support group? Okay.
Yeah, I would prefer to have a support group and somebody behind me
Okay.
at the time.
Yeah.
And keep encouraging me and say, no matter if you put in 16, 18 hours, it's worth it.
Yeah.
And it's just that support person.
Yeah.
Someone to talk to, someone to cry to. That's what it is.
As you, you think back and think about success, right? What does that look like now for you both personally and professionally?
Personally, it's exciting that I've made it 21 years, okay, and still am able to continue. Personally, it could be exhausting. Let's put it that way.
I can imagine getting up at 2 a.m. Yeah.
Yes, but still, I can still do it at my age. I can still get up. I can still do the work. I can still go in every day. And I got my granddaughter coming in on her days off from school. She
Yeah.
helps out.
Okay.
Or she'll try to go out in the store and wait on a customer if it was up to her.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she's how old?
5.5.
She's 5.5. Now, is she the third generation of bakers in the Battis family at this point?
And let's see, it would be, yeah, that would be third, fourth. It technically is fourth generation.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you had your mom.
Well, no, my great-grandmother.
Okay, your great-grandmother.
My mother.
Right.
Then myself.
Okay.
Actually, fifth generation, because then
Yeah.
my kids.
Because you got
and
Jason.
then my,
Westfield.
yeah,
Okay.
and now my granddaughter.
Wow. So if there's something that you think that what is there that you want to do professionally? Is there anything else that you would do with the bakery at this point? Do you have like a big dream for it that you would want to see happen while you're still here?
I've always wanted to, from the time I opened up at the beginning, is to have like a little lounge cafe area, all right, where I was open from 6 at night till maybe 2 in the morning, offer tea and coffee, something simple, but just a dessert where people can come and chit-chat after they ate dinner somewhere.
So a place to, enjoy some delicacies, but then also have conversation.
Exactly.
So a community place.
You got it.
Okay. If people wanted to support you and learn more about what it is that you do, where would they find you?
Well, we're in Pleasant Hills.
Okay.
All right. Right between, let's say, the Cloverleaf and the old Century 3 Mall that they're ripping down.
Yep. Okay.
Look us up on Facebook. Look us up on Instagram. Our website, pastriesALaCarte.com.
Now, are people able to do online orders at Pastries a la carte? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And are they able to do the delivery mode through that at this point, or is that
Not
still in
yet.
process?
Not yet. That's in
Okay.
the process.
Okay.
We are working on all that part.
Okay. Nice. Is there anything else that you feel that you want to share with us today, on behalf of the bakery or things like that?
Just come in and try us out. Walk in. It's a whole different atmosphere than any other bakery. And just come in and ask questions. You're not forced to buy anything. And if you want to try something, you just ask.
Okay. I will say this, we had one of the apple pies over Thanksgiving, and there was kind of like, not arguments, but discussions on who was going to get the last pieces the next morning. So for breakfast, we had apple pie that day. So
That was good.
It was fantastic.
It's
it was
supposed to be a staple meal. You eat at dinner, wherever.
There you hear it. You can eat pastries at any time of the
That's
day.
it.
Well, Kathy, thank you for joining us here today. It's been a pleasure learning more about your business and everything that you've done to grow it from your home to the start of the bakery in 2004. Now 21 years in, you've got your 5th generation who's involved in the bakery now, and we're excited to see what's going to happen for the next 25 to 30 years.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you.